Whenever you're ready.
Oh my God.
Jessica! I've never been called a fox!
Dana.
That's a classy name for a Harry.
I like it classic.
Okay.
Do you?
Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast.
Sure.
Out with the bad and in with the good, motherfuckers.
That's right.
Jessica!
Dana.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I was great until we found out about the new Supreme Court judge. How are you?
I feel exactly the same. Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast. I am Dana Powell.
I'm Jessica Young.
And
We are here
to
rant and rave.
rave.
Heavy on the rant.
We're not a political podcast, but we also don't have a poker face. All righty then.
That's right.
What do you expect? We live in California. Nobody's surprised.
Oh, lordy, Lord.
Jessica, how was your week?
You know, the highlight of my week, Dana, was yesterday getting to go and pick pumpkins. We did not go to a pumpkin patch as I had hoped. I actually wanted to go where I saw you went.
Yes.
And I think Alan wasn't really in the mood, and I understand. And then I also had grand dreams of going to a farm an hour north of here.
Yes.
That didn't happen. So you know
Yeah.
what? We went to our local Trader Joe's pumpkin patch. They had like 5 bins the size, to hold a cow in each one. And we picked really fun pumpkins. And I've got to send you a picture. At Target, I always love to buy things that I don't need.
Me too.
In the holiday section, and I can't stress this enough, people, when you go to Target, you would think like anything dealing with Christmas would all be in that one corner of the store or any holiday.
Right.
No, they have like one corner that's all Christmas candy and ornaments. But like throughout the store, you'd be like, I don't need to go through automotive, but you know what? You might miss a whole end cap of something magical. So in like a weird, again, like one of the 6th areas of Halloween, I found these like Mr. Potato Head pieces that you literally just poke into the pumpkin.
Oh,
I'm
cute.
sorry. They're so cute. They were really cheap. And guess what I do? I'll pull them out, wash them off, and put them in a bag. They take up about 0 storage.
Yeah.
And next year, we can buy some new pumpkins. Look, it took the effort and mess out of carving a pumpkin, and I'm all
Good
about
for
that.
you. We did our due diligence. We went to the pumpkin patch, and I got a pumpkin there, a couple of
Yes.
little pumpkins, and a little bag of gourd things with Indian corn.
Yes.
Then I went to Walmart, and everything there was a third of the price. I got 2 like big fairy tale pumpkins for $6.
Ooh.
So now I have an entire like Halloween Thanksgiving spread on my table next to me.
I
Which
like
kinda love
that.
it. Yeah. Hey, I
Okay.
got a question.
Yes.
Does Indian corn go bad? I mean, it's just hard.
I mean, do you know what? That's a great question. I feel like by the time we get maize, isn't that what it's called, right? Like in our hands, is it purple and
Yeah,
maybe
it's all
pale yellow?
rainbow colors.
It's like dried
online.
out, right?
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
oh my God. Wait,
Isn't that
that is
gorgeous?
so pretty. That makes me want to see you make a piece of jewelry out of
It
that.
looks like jewelry to me. It's
No,
purple and pink and yellow and blue. Isn't that pretty?
That's like 4 shades of pink. That is gorgeous.
I know. I'll have to take a picture of it so people
Oh,
can see.
yeah, that's real magical. And you know what? I like the way you think. I am not joking. I don't want a jack-o'-lantern with like, crooked teeth out for Thanksgiving, but
Right.
all gourds, pumpkins, corn, all
Oh,
that.
yeah, that
That's
carries
the whole
over.
cornucopia of the fall season. Put it away the day after Thanksgiving. And
Sure.
I do mean the day after because then
Sure.
it's time to set up for Christmas.
Right.
Hanukkah and winter and fake snow.
What I do when we carve, well, this year I bought a couple of extra pumpkins, but whenever we carve our Halloween pumpkin, then as long as it'll stay, I save my silicone things from purses. When you buy purses, they have those little silicone.
Oh.
I saw that on Pinterest once. I put it in my pumpkin. It helps it keep from rotting. And so I'll put those in there and I use my jack-o'-lantern as long as I want. And then once that's over and Thanksgiving rolls around, I just turn the jack-o'-lantern around to face my house so the people on the street think, oh, and they decorated for Thanksgiving.
Ooh.
And then my pumpkin disintegrates on my porch and I have to get a spatula to throw it out. It's
My
going to be 80 here next week. Everybody's pumpkins are going to rot.
So My friend put up a picture today. She carved pumpkins with her son last week, and then it got like swelteringly hot, and she picked it up and it was on her hand, and I was like, ew, what is that nasty, weird looking lobster? She said, my son's deflated pumpkin.
Yeah.
Looks like
gets
a alien crawfish. So yeah, oh my God.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, my week was pretty lovely for the most part. My dad came to visit.
Yes.
And we had a ball. Now, Jessica,
Mm-hmm.
I took him somewhere that you had recommended to me many times before. And he was not a fan.
Is it a gourmet food hall?
It is a multiple story gourmet food hall. We took a lot of pictures of things we would both never eat.
Like what? Like what?
Like that finger squash I posted on my Instagram.
That is not a squash. That is a type of fruit.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was by the dragon fruit and the star fruit. Those are all weirdo things too.
Okay, you guys, let's just let the cat out of the bag. It was Italy.
Italy.
Not Italy. We're not saying it incorrectly. It's Eat-Ali.
Italy. I will go back there and I will probably buy some expensive like olive oils and stuff that I don't need to pay $30 for, but they look amazing.
Okay.
But my dad was like, I said, okay, at least I want to take you to the bread counter because he loves bread, right?
Yes.
And he goes, well, I like a sourdough and a brioche, which I call his donut bread because he likes to eat his sandwiches on brioche. And I say it's donut bread.
Yes.
And I was like, first of all, it's brioche. Second of all, what about a focaccia, right? He goes,
Yes.
Dana, I don't know what that is. I don't know.
It's just bread, Gary. It's just bread.
With some rosemary in it, maybe.
That is the one thing when you're like, my dad hated it. I'm like, oh, come on. But you're going to tell me that you guys got a piece of that focaccia piece.
We got nothing. We got nothing.
Not even a pasta bar. What about they have 12-month aged San Daniele prosciutto hanging, and they'll be like, would you like a sample? Yes, I would.
See, but I will say this too. Our experience was different because it's a pandemic. So there are a lot of things that are closed down. There was no sampling. There were like the pizza station was actually closed down on the top floor and stuff. So yeah, some of it was not available. But we did take pictures of like the port fish. And I wanted to buy a lobster and release it in the ocean, things like that. But it's a beautiful place.
It's so, I mean, I'm telling you, you know what panettone is? That's like Italian fruitcakes.
Okay. Yes, I do.
But they're way bad. I don't want to, it's not like a traditional American fruitcake with the red and green cherries. No, thank you.
No.
The front of Italy at the holidays, they've wrapped the panettone and there's like hazelnut, pear, chocolate, vanilla, everything you dream of. They're so beautiful. It's literally like Willy Wonka for adults. And it's like floor to ceiling and each flavor is a different color, beautiful Italian paper.
Everything there was gorgeous. We even looked at the treats and I was like, surely you like some of the treats. And he goes, that little tiny fruit thing is $15. And it was like a little tiny tart, you know?
Oh.
So I was like, all right. So I ended up taking him to an Armenian bakery in the valley called Lilith Bakery. Which
I've heard of that.
If you've never been, they have the most, like, to me, they rival Porto's in aesthetics and their stuff is delicious and super cheap.
Yum.
Yeah. So we did that and he was happy. And also while we were at the place where Italy is, there was a young boy there showing the new Solo car. Have you heard of this?
No.
It's a one-seater car and it looks kind of like a three-wheeler only with a car body.
Yeah.
And it's actually, my dad sat in it. It's actually very spacious inside.
I saw the picture, but I guess I was just like, oh, that's a neat thing.
Yeah, they start selling it here in the States next month.
Oh, wow.
And it's
Is
electric.
it street legal?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like on the
highways? Yep.
Oh, no, I would not. You could not pay me $10 million to get
a Cracker,
on the highway.
Cracker Jack box. It's tiny. Yes. My sister said they should call it Selfish, not Solo.
That is brilliant.
I sent my sisters pictures in a video and I was like, Dad's buying a new car. And they were both like, no, he's not. That is not allowed. No.
That's unacceptable. Again, you know what? If he wants to get that to tool around his property,
Right.
that I think that's amazing. Like if you have land or you live in a non crazy trafficked urban area, yeah, I would consider a mini or those smart car. I mean, I'm lying. No, I wouldn't, but I understand how somebody else might drive
Would.
it.
Yes. Yeah.
But that thing, no, that looks like a fun toy for your dad to like go down the hill from his house down to the pond and nowhere else.
Well, you don't need to feel bad. He had a good time. Then we went and ate at Lala's, took that home.
Did he like that?
Yes, he did like
Yeah.
that. He was a little worried about the chimichurri sauce, but he enjoyed it. He goes, well, that's got a kick. I said, oh, a little bit, I guess. And then we also took a road trip, which again, I'm promoting my own social media, I guess. But
No,
if
the
you saw
pictures
the
were
pictures
insane.
from my dad and I took a day trip to Salton Sea, which if you don't know what that is, Jessica, I think you were familiar beforehand. I feel
Yeah.
like we've talked about it before.
I've never been, but I was like dying at your pictures. I was telling Alan, I'm like, now I really want to go.
You have to go. It's the most incredible thing. I mean, I haven't seen anything that interesting in years, for real. It was shocking to me. So it used to be this beautiful, it's just past Palm Springs, which most people kind of know the idea of what Palm Springs is in California. Like a lot of celebrities go there to relax and vacation. It's hot as balls, but you get a fancy little place to stay in and hang out by the pool, right? So this is just past that. And it used to be the same kind of thing. Rich people went there for weekends. There were boats on the lake. I mean, it was huge resort area. Well, the lake got contaminated by some river, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, everything in the lake died. So it contaminated the lake. And what I didn't know, I thought it was like pockets of little salt things. No, it is a 343-mile lake. It's huge. And all of the water, nothing can live in it. It stinks like someone took a bowl and added poo-poo and sweat and dead animals and then mixed it all up and shook it real hard and then heats it up every day.
Oh my
Like
God.
you get out of your car and it hits you in the face like a brick.
No.
And at first my dad was like, what has she brought me to? Like we have this one video. It looks like there's a trail that you can walk on to like get up to this little pond of water. And my dad goes, come on up here. I want you to look at this. Are you ready? And I was like, what's he talking about? He threw a rock in there. It was not solid. It was a water canal that had about 1.5 inches on the top of it of bugs, live bugs. And it would create, when he threw that rock in there, it created a shockwave of bugs that flew everywhere. And they fall out of the sky and roll down your windshield and collect on the hood of your car. It's like snow, but it's bugs.
Did he know that would happen?
Yeah, because he walked up to it and they ran. I have a video, I'll send it to you, where I scream and go, what is that? Dad, oh my God, what is that?
And did he think it was neat and he was unfazed and you thought it was like the movie Magnolia?
He thought it was gross, but he liked watching me go, what is that? So then we drove on down from the state park, which the poor kids working there were like, you don't have to pay. You'll probably only want to stay 10 or 15 minutes. So it's fine.
Oh my.
So gross. Like there's a huge parking lot and we were the only car there. Right. So then we drove down the road to Bombay Beach.
Yeah,
which
that I've never heard of.
I had never either. And we had run into some guys that were like, yeah, we're looking for these old cars. We don't know. And my dad and I were like, what are they talking about? So as we were leaving, we drove past the abandoned drive-in. It's filled with old cars. Crazy people ride all over the houses. All the houses are abandoned. You can go inside. Like it's a photographer's dream. I saw some of the craziest stuff I've seen in ages. And I live in LA. Like that's saying a lot.
Weird.
Yeah.
And you can just like roll it. It's not even like a park or something that anyone.
It's a trailer park, but nobody like.
But no one's residing there.
No, there was my dad. We were in the drive-in taking pictures of cars, and all of a sudden, my dad goes, "Did I tell you this? I can't remember what day we went." All of a sudden, my dad goes, "Whoa, she's got her boobs out." There was a girl doing. There was a girl doing a topless photo shoot. And he goes, oh, he was so uncomfortable. Can you imagine being with your daughter when that's happening? Like he's going to be uncomfortable anyway with, he doesn't want them to feel like he goes, I don't want them thinking I'm taking pictures of him. I go, I drove almost 3 hours to get here. This is some cool stuff. And I'm not leaving. So I turned to them and I go, hey guys, I know you're taking photos. If we get in your way, just tell us. We'll move. We just want to look around if that's cool. And they were like, it's fine. You guys are great.
Meanwhile, there's a picture of your dad that went
Just-
viral and has 3.9 million views on Instagram.
He's trying so hard not to look over. And at one point he goes, oh, she's doing a costume change. Oh, like she had 3 different outfits. Like she wasn't going anywhere. And I was like, neither are we.
Oh my God. Am I crazy? I know I'm not crazy. You're
What's it? Oh my gosh, your equipment's falling all over you.
I am literally so slap happy right now. I am picturing a picture that I saw of your dad. I feel like it was this year, but maybe he had the costume from previous times. He has like a zoot suit
Security.
and a
Oh,
Tommy
oh.
gun.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I just pictured him not like he knows to travel with costume.
Right.
What if he had that and put it on and you could have photographed it? I
Oh
think
my
that
God,
needs to be for
that
next
needs
time.
to happen.
Yes.
That would be incredible. Can you even imagine?
Before his 70th birthday, it's like Gary at
already
Bombay
at-
Beach.
He just celebrated 71.
Oh, he did? He looks
Yeah.
so young.
I think so. Okay. So anyway, I guess suffice it to say we had a good time. He found himself a hat.
Awesome.
A hat that he really loved, which I thought it looked great on him.
Okay, you take after your dad. Yes, that hat was great and looked amazing on him, but your father gave you a hat.
Yes.
And you are a woman who was made to wear hats. I am not.
You
look
said that, and I think
fantastic.
you're crazy.
Oh, no.
You've got that long hair. You would look great in a hat.
Uh-huh. I told you, and I sent you a picture of it. In a hat, I look like Mayim Bialik as Blossom. So that's a big no for me. Yeah.
Jessica, she was very popular. Oh my God, look at my eyes. Look at my eyes.
I see it.
Okay, so remember last week, guys? First of all, my pod mic's still doing the same thing. We can see. I'm not going to investigate.
Really weird.
But
okay, it's from that microphone. That is a new microphone you're using.
No, it's not. It's my icicle. You can't see it.
Oh, I never noticed the pod mic. Oh, that whole
That was
thing.
somebody's house. But also, I have blue eyes. And look, you can see through them.
It's so weird.
Isn't that weird?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you guys, what the world? Okay, I told you, and I mean it. I'm still not convinced that I'm not in a coma somewhere, and that this whole last year has just been a comatic dream. Is that a saying? Is that a saying? A comatic dream?
Oh God, if that were only the case. But guess what? Then it would be a dream and you'd still be in that state. So no, let's not go there.
I mean, should I take a picture of this?
I don't like it. You look like the way your eyes just got so crazy literally looked like the eyes. She has green eyes of the lady from The Rescuers that steals Penny that has the 2 alligators as pets.
How crazy is this? I don't know if it's going to come out on camera. I tried, you guys.
No, that's real. Ew, now it looks like they're bleeding. I'm sure people are like, oh, okay, so they've started taking acid before they record. And
also, they're talking about things we can't see. How fun. Thanks for the show,
Lord.
guys. Did you get it?
Yes, that one I got.
Oh, my God. Jessica, would you like to tell people how to get a hold of us so they can tell us to quit talking about things they can't see?
Sure, I would love to. And again, you guys, it's so easy and there's so many options. But again, I think Instagram has been our listener favorite. That is where we get the most amount of messages. It is amazing. I do have to say, I love the messaging direct messaging within Instagram. It works so easy. It's not like Facebook, which has gotten all screwy with trying to look at a notification for your own page, let alone another page. Please find us on Instagram and Facebook at the Rants and Raves Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at raves_d. You can email us at the Rants and Raves Podcast at gmail.com, or you can hit the contact button on our website, www.therantsandravespodcast.com. Thank you for your support. Thank you for listening. Thanks for spreading the word. Another shout out again to our friends at Welcome to the Fam podcast, because they have been sending some people our way and we greatly
Aw.
appreciate that. So I love when people tell us, oh, my friend so-and-so knows Dana and I started listening, or
I know.
I know you're
love that
friends
too.
with these girls. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. And so we love spreading the love, and it's very nice to hear it come back. Again, if you're so inclined, you can rate or review us at any time. Most people use Apple, but you know what? If you use Spotify or things like that, Aunt Jessica doesn't know how to use most things. So, whatever floats your boat. Um, Dana's a lot more hip to like, I know what all the things are. I'm just sort of like, wait, what's that for?
I mean,
How do
I
you
got to
use
be
that?
honest, to foreshadow a little bit, one of our corners involves a TikTok, and Jessica brought it. And
I
I
know.
was impressed because I know that you're not on TikTok. Like, I'm not sure where you came about that, but the fact
I
that you did and that you accepted it as something we could use in the show, which, by the way, worth it. Just wait. So I was impressed, Jessica.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Aw, Auntie Jessica's growing up.
Maybe a rant needs to be about how I have not. It's not that I'm actively refusing to join TikTok.
Okay, sure.
Dana has been asking me for a year, and I don't. And
It's because
every
I want to
time
send you a million videos that I
I
watch.
know, and I'm sure it's a pain that I'm not a member, but I do watch any of the ones you send me, and they do make me laugh.
Oh my God, I love that you just said I'm not a member. It's like, somebody fetch my coin purse. I need my nickels.
Oh my God. I mean, if you're wondering also what I'm doing with the beaver tail, also known as the ponytail
hair?
of my hair, I'm pulling juniper berries out of it because I sat on my front stoop for a little while this morning and just pulling out pieces of pine cone and birds' nests.
You're like Mother Nature.
So disgusting.
Oh my God. Should we get into our rant?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, I think I'm up first, right?
You are.
All right, here we go. This is from a listener. Love it. I have a rant. I work in retail part-time, and my store has been very safe and cleans every 2 hours and limits capacity. Yay. That's very wonderful. I'm glad. I worry about all of our people that need to be out
Totally.
there working in services like that. Even these precautions can't stop some dangers. I'm talking about the few, the proud, the close talkers.
Mm-mm.
These are the people that are determined to ask for your opinion at close range, as if I can't see from 6 feet away.
Right.
They also can't manage to stay behind the plastic barrier at the counter to check out. I can't believe that. It's so crazy. I understand that masks muffle sound slightly and you can't read lips, but please keep your distance. You're too close and I don't like it. Thanks, Jessica and Dana. Love the show. All right. Okay. She is so kind and so calm. She or he. I don't know why I always say she. I always feel like
It is you're
ladies.
correct. It is a she.
Okay. So calm and so kind. Let your friend Dana say this. You tell those people to step away. There is a pandemic and you have a family to go home to. And you're not, first of all, don't be a close talker, even in the healthiest of times.
Okay.
I don't want to get sprayed with your mouth gunk so that later when I lay down on my pillow, if I've decided I don't want to wash my face tonight, I'm tired, I don't want to have to get back up because when I lay down, I smell your mouth on my face. Okay? It's just rude. I don't want to know what you ate for lunch. Keep your distance. Okay? And there's a plastic barrier there for a reason. When there's a barrier, that means don't come close. It doesn't mean, hey, peek around so we can connect. No, if I wanted to connect, it wouldn't be there and I'd hold your hand. Stay away.
I know.
And also, can I please say to this listener, if you're not as comfortable being hateful like me, you could just put your hands out and go, I'm so sorry, I'll get in trouble with my bosses if you don't get away from me.
Guess what? That really is not a cop out. That is the
It's
best
the
thing to
truth.
always do.
That's the laws right now. That's what
I'm
needs to be.
sorry,
I'm
company
sorry.
protocol,
Company
whatever.
policy, I have to ask you to step away from me or I could get in trouble.
Yep, it's for your safety and mine. I always
Yep.
try to make it seem like I'm looking out for you.
Yeah, well, you're nice. You're nice. Listen, I realized where I got it this week, Jessica. I mean, not like I haven't always known, but it was like in full force in front of my face.
Was it from
My
Gary?
yes. My
Really?
yes. Did I tell you about when we went to the bank?
No.
We went to the bank and I pulled in and parked. He was going to walk up to the ATM.
Okay.
And right as I did, a truck pulled in right on his side of us. And I felt him. I just felt it tense up because I knew he was going to be like, they're too close, right?
Oh no.
And they were. He couldn't get out. But the other guy got out because he pulled further ahead and he had room because my car narrows at the front.
Mhm.
And my dad rolled down that window and I was like, I can't say anything because I do the same thing. Right? He
Uh-huh.
rolled down that window and he goes, well, you sure didn't leave much room for me to get out now, did you? That guy, our car doors wouldn't fully open. That's how close that man was to him.
I
Okay.
cannot.
That guy was so shocked and he goes, I'm so sorry, sir. Would you like me to move? And I said, it's okay. I'll go ahead and move because there were 4 empty parking spots on the other side of it.
Oh Lord.
But my dad sat there for a second and he goes, I'm sorry. Sometimes I just get worked up about something and that happens. And I said, well, you're talking to the right person because I do the same thing. So he went up to the ATM and when he came back, he goes, well, I ran into that guy again. He apologized one more time.
Unbelievable.
So
Unbelievable.
if you don't have the sass mouth, friend, that my dad and I do, blame it on your bosses. It is the rules right now. They don't
Yes.
need to be that close to you. And you are risking your own health and your families to
Uh-huh.
go out and make a living and make sure that people have things that they need. You are important.
Mhm.
You are allowed to say no.
Yep. Dana and I were talking about this earlier before we started during our green room dump. You guys, it's so uncomfortable to advocate for yourself. I
Mhm.
mean, for many people, it always has been.
Right.
It's even harder now because people are acting crazy
And it's
and people are
become
acting
not
selfish.
about right. It's become not about safety or thinking of others, but it become about pride and politics,
Uh-huh.
which is a little bit bonkers,
Yep.
to say the
But
least.
it really is. But you have to do it. So I'm
Yeah.
not going to get into this at all, but I was in a situation for work as an actor, and the people that I was with, now, just so you know, it's a strict contrast to our industry, which is holding the highest standards for people's safety when
Very
they're
careful.
working.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
my work for the police, not for SAG-AFTRA. And I had some issues with some people not being mask compliant. So I literally took a bar stool that was in the room that we were working in and pushed it in front of me and kept my foot on it. I mean,
Yeah.
you would have thought I was trying to brace a door from an intruder, but I made myself real clear that I was going to physically put a barrier to
Barrier.
require, because the person kept stepping to get closer to me and I kept backing away.
Yeah.
And then I just took my foot and I pushed a bar stool and kept my foot on it. That
Yeah.
kind of finally made them get the hint.
Yeah. There's no reason, especially in a retail situation, there's no reason anyone needs to be close to her.
No.
If you're afraid that she can't hear you, speak up from where you are
Yes.
and speak slowly if you want. I don't care.
Mhm.
Just don't come near me.
I also can't deal with the excuse of people saying, oh, we didn't know, or we're all trying to get used to this. It's like, no. We've had what are 8? Are we going into month 8? We've had more than half a year. It's like, whether you want to get used to it or not, this is how it is. Have respect for the people
Also-
that workplaces and the barriers that their companies have hopefully put up for their protection and yours.
Absolutely. And that's not an excuse to begin with. When we all get our driver's license, we don't have time to get used to stop signs and red lights. We just do it.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
I mean, it's just as simple as that. You just do it. You're a grown up. Just do it.
It's like it rains.
I mean,
Yep,
as
get
it
an
is-
umbrella.
I know.
Am I
As it
gonna
is, we're having a resurgence already. This is our 3rd wave. There's
Yep.
already toilet paper shortages in Missouri. Like,
Oh,
come on, guys. We're just repeating this over and over. wear a mask. Let's get through this together. Okay. We want this to end. That's
Uh,
all it's about. I just want it to end.
yes, we
I
all want
don't,
it to end. And if
yeah.
people, again, things could be back to a somewhat normal level if everyone had been listening to what we should be doing.
I
Okay.
know. And we've said, I'm just going to say this one last thing and we'll move on. Listener, I'm so in your corner. I worked retail for a long, long time.
Mm,
Jessica has been in
yep.
retail. We get it. And
Oh, yeah.
please, I'm asking you, please stand up for yourself. Do not compromise your own safety
Yes.
for comfortability of someone else.
Yep.
Just please don't.
It's
I
not
will
worth
call your boss and tell them I will tweet till their business shuts down if they don't let you protect yourself. And I'm just going to say this one last thing. Okay, so I know we're not a political show. I am going to say this one last thing, Jessica. This does not represent Jessica in any way. I'm saying it for myself. If you are a person out there who says every human life is of value and that is why I don't believe in abortion, I need to turn that around on you and say if every human life is of value, then you can slightly inconvenience yourself by putting on a mask.
Yep.
It's the same thing. If you really are concerned about saving
Yep.
and being careful with every human life, then do this.
Yeah.
Then do this because you're breaking your own belief by not
Exactly.
protecting people around you. So
Exactly.
I'm just going to leave us with that, and hopefully we won't lose any listeners because I love you all. But that's just how I feel, and I hope that
Yep.
sinks in a little bit. So anyway, thank you
Sure.
so much for the rant. You know, I could
Yes.
go off on retail for a week solid. I mean, I know how people treat you.
I
I
could
know,
go off for a year.
right? We know. And if you are a consumer out there who pulls your mask down to talk to a worker, even if it's at a drive-through window, stop
Okay.
it.
Unnecessary.
it.
Exactly.
You stay behind your barriers, you keep your mask up. These people are risking their own health and their family's health to be out there to help you have what you need. So please be
Mhm.
respectful. That period.
It's
Just
the least
on
people can.
period.
Yep.
All right, Jessica, what'd you bring this week?
Well, this is a really nice way to come down from something because this is not important in the grand scheme of things. Not in the least, but you know what? Doesn't mean it makes me any less angry.
Amazing.
I just want to have a very brief little rant. Dana, you do not have to worry about this. I'm very jealous of this.
Oh, really?
You own your own washer and dryer.
I do.
I am that person who actually has always loved doing laundry. No, I'm not making that up. I started doing laundry when I was really young. I love it. Anywhere that I've lived that I've had the privilege of having a washer and dryer, I have been in hog heaven. Okay.
Yeah, I will say that it has made me appreciative. There was a time I didn't have a washer and dryer, and now that's why I keep up with my laundry because if I don't, I'm like, shame on you.
It gets out of control. But also, like, if I had one in here, I'd be like, great. I'd throw in a load every like 2 days,
Right,
probably. Do you know what
right.
I mean?
Yeah.
We don't. We share machines in my building, and that is what my whole rant's about. It's the lack of respect in a shared laundry room facility. Okay. First of all, there's been multiple signs that people have put up, and they've been a lot nicer than I would be because I was that girl. You did not want to live on the seventh floor of the Tutwiler dorm in Tuscaloosa, Alabama in the early 90s. Unless you wanted to have one of my borderline looks like a ransom note that I wrote with a black Sharpie in all capital letters, basically threatening your life
Oh my
if
God.
you did something unacceptable in the common areas of our floor. It usually pertained to the bathroom. Okay.
Okay.
So I am just so tired of every freaking time. I had a problem with this before COVID, but now I'm extra pissed and extra resentful. I now have my little laundry bag that I
Mhm.
bring with detergent and a package of Clorox wipes.
Yes.
So I go in, and because I don't know who's touching and what they're doing, I wipe down the tops of the machines and the areas where I touch the door. Somebody keeps spilling their soap. And then
No.
right now we have the Santa Ana winds, which is like a
So windy.
tornado.
Oh my God. All of my yard furniture blew off the porch.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like not a joke. It
No.
blows. huge palm fronds and branches
Mhm.
off of trees. This happens a few times a year. Now,
Yeah.
admittedly, there was an hour today where I was half annoyed, half mesmerized by the sound and look of it every time I
Yeah.
looked out the window, but it does make a mess. So, like, people spill their soap. So I go in, there's dirt all over the machines, and I'm furious. I'm like, oh, yeah, some jerk didn't clean the soap, and then the winds. But the one that makes me the most livid is how dare you use the dryer and then not clean out the lint trap from your own filth, the shit
Right.
in your pockets, your pet hair, your hair tie and
I don't think I
band-aid and
realized that
everything
people
else
did
that
that.
can
I don't think I realized,
oh,
like, it's just seems to make sense to me. You don't want my gross. Of course I'm gonna take it with me with my clothes.
the first thing I do when I open the door to the dryers is pull out the lint trap and clean it and put it back in. I then take my laundry out. So it's not
Yeah.
even a question that I'm leaving it. I think I'm the only person in my building that cleans out the lint trap. Either that
Ugh.
or coincidentally, the same creep happens to have done their laundry last before I go in there.
I would have put up a sign long, long, long ago.
It makes me want to throw up. Like, look, I don't want to touch my own mess from the lint trap. And I know it's just lint, but it's gross. Who likes
Yeah.
touching that? I'm talking about like an inch thick, like a shag
No.
carpet. Okay.
No.
I'm going to start
Just
like putting them together. I should pile it up and then leave it in a bag and say, I think you left something. I would do that if I knew who it was. I'd put it on their stoop.
I'd just tape it to the washer, to the front of the washer. But also, Jessica, wait, I don't want to
What?
interrupt you. Keep going.
No,
So
say it.
I have something you can try. A friend of
Okay.
mine was telling me they
Yes.
in her apartment complex, which
Mhm.
was a fairly small complex, probably like
Yeah.
8.
So is ours. Yeah. We
Yeah.
have 12 minutes.
So there's one person that's very disrespectful of everybody else's everything, right?
Uh,
They're noisy, they
uh,
smoke off their balcony and ash on people's stuff. They
uh,
also would walk their dog in the little beautiful little garden court, tiny, tiny area that everybody shares and let their dog poop and not
no.
pick it up.
Nope.
And
Nope.
everybody was furious about it. And everybody had said, hey, man, you got to clean up after your dog. Nothing
Uh,
changing, nothing changing. So somebody made a sign and put it in the yard that said, management requests all people pick up after animals. You will be contacted if you are caught not doing so.
uh-huh.
And stopped it because
Good.
but management didn't. It was all it was the tenants that were like,
Yeah.
we can't handle this anymore. And management's not doing anything about it. So Jessica, I think it's time for your management to put a sign up in the laundry room.
I've done that kind of stuff even here. I used to do it a lot in my
Well,
youth, but I've done it here
ding,
too.
ding, ding. The time has come again.
The irony is, I'm telling you, every time I'm like, I'm gonna put up a fucking sign, and then I realize, oh, there's already 2 signs. One of them
Ugh.
somebody wrote with their beautiful cursive. I'm like, now that's just too sweet and flowery. Like it needs to be in bold, all cap, Sharpie. I'm actually gonna highlight it like 3D style, so it really jumps off the page.
Yes, you have to. You know,
It
I
makes
used to the apartment I
furious.
used to live in, we had a schedule. And when you moved in, you got the shit slot. Like
Oh,
you might only be able to do laundry from 11 to 1 AM on a Thursday and a Tuesday.
interesting.
And so if people broke any rules around laundry time, when I had the crappiest laundry time ever, I was livid. You do not know how many times I pulled people's clothes out of the dryer and set it on top of that dirty washer. I'm like, if you're gonna be having a schedule to keep to, you
Uh-huh.
best keep to it because I
Yes.
will put your clothes in the driveway. I don't care. This is my
Uh,
time.
I
And if
like
you're gonna
that.
yeah, if you're gonna encroach on my time, I'm taking it out. I don't care if you have to rewash it. That's your problem.
Okay. That's another thing too, and this is the last thing I'll say about it. Just like I turn around and make sure before I leave, whether it's my own bathroom, a friend's, a public restroom, I make sure I haven't left anything behind, literally. I do the same with my laundry. I do the same after I eat and get up from a table. Like,
It's just
I don't
common
understand.
courtesy.
Sometimes the machines are dirty, and I'm like, okay, I've pulled gum out of there. I've
Ugh.
pulled so much hair. It's like, okay, do you
I
have an Angora cat or
right.
something? Like, What?
I literally have an electric toothbrush dedicated to my washer and dryer because I can't handle that nasty buildup. I wash the top of my dryer and washer once a week. And then I also wash I scrub the insides of the lids and stuff
Yeah.
because I can't handle it. And that's my own stuff.
No, totally. But
A
it is very
stranger's
important.
home, like a stranger's pet dander and hair and their dead skin cells that fall off everywhere.
Gross. Anyway, if anybody wants to know what I want for Christmas, it's a washer and dryer. Oh yeah, I don't have hookups, so it doesn't matter. But a girl can dream, can't she? And yes, I have reached that stage of life where that would be like my ultimate for real. If Alan's like, I'll get you anything that can fit within this 5x10 space, I'd be like, a washer and
Washer and
dryer.
dryer. I know. You know what mine is? Everybody's going to laugh at us because most people have these things. You know what mine is? A dishwasher.
Yeah, it's a
I haven't had a dishwasher since 2001.
Yep. It's life changing. I know. And of course, anytime I've moved, I'm like, I will never live somewhere again that doesn't have this, this, and this. And by
then-
God, in
and then
LA,
you
you're
go-
missing at least one of them, whether it's a house,
Always.
apartment, condo.
Always. You're like, okay,
Yep.
I'll sacrifice the dishwasher for central air. Fine.
Yep.
It's
Hilarious.
not like that
Exactly.
everywhere else.
I know.
It's like when I first moved here and realized that every apartment didn't come with a refrigerator. I was like, what are you talking about? I don't understand.
You're right. Because that's only here. Anywhere
here.
else, that's standard and it
Just
comes part of it.
Standard. Yeah.
Not here.
No. There was
So
one
weird.
apartment we looked at once. It didn't have a refrigerator. It had a cutout for a dishwasher, but no dishwasher. So just a massive hole in your kitchen and no stove.
I was just gonna say, when you and I both moved here, that was a big thing too, where not a lot of apartments came with a stove, and I'm like, "Are
Which is
you
insane.
joking?" First of all, when you're young and you're moving apartment to apartment, actually, I don't care what age you are, but unless you're doing a massive move into a home, into a house, nobody wants to or has the means to schlep a freaking refrigerator or an oven.
No. No, we're all, it's not like my dad who has 7 different kinds of dollies for everything he ever wants to haul. We're like, I guess I'll rent one from U-Haul.
Okay, and all of his brothers, they can just come over, throw it over their shoulder, done deal.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's not like that here.
Oh my God, it's so crazy.
Oh, Jessica, I feel like we really got our panties twisted this week.
We did.
Like before we even signed on, you and I were texting and I was already looking forward to the cleansing breath before we even got on the internet together.
I know.
Like, I just need it. And now I'm surrounded by my pumpkins and your faces in front of me. And if I take a breath, I feel like everything's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
I know.
Okay, guys, we like to take a cleansing breath. Did we ever wrap up for that? What do you want to say, Jessica?
No, there's nothing to wrap up other than for those of you listening, I feel like our listeners really are feeling us on most wavelengths, and I'm sure that you guys concur. I feel like I'm preaching to the choir here.
I know it is preaching to the choir for sure, but hopefully we're able to share some sassy words that people can pull out of their sass trunks and throw at a person or two from time to time.
Exactly.
If you guys have thoughts too about what we're saying, you guys know, hit us up. We'll read it. We'll have a mindfulness corner, whether you agree or don't agree. We'll have a mindfulness corner. We'll get your words out there. If you agree, we'll scream them from the rafters, but that's just because I'm shallow. Okay. I'm just teasing. We like to take a cleansing breath. We get all worked up about things that we know in the big picture of life really don't matter, but it's helping us feel a little bit of normalcy in a time of craziness, both personally and in the world. So that's why we do this, and we enjoy laughing about it and having a good time with you guys. So let's take a big, deep breath and blow out all that negativity and fill up with some silliness and goodness before we get on out of here.
Yes.
Are you ready?
I am.
You can scream it out if you want, guys. If you feel like screaming, the only reason I don't is because Jessica has headphones on, or I'd probably scream every week. So take a deep breath in. And
I thought I had a big bug in my nose, but I realized it's just my deviated septum.
Oh, that's cute. now just talking about it makes me feel like I have boogers in my
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
Are we ready for corners?
Yeah.
I'm very excited about our corners. Okay. I'm up first for corners.
Ah.
I pre-read this. I'm so glad because I was like, did Jessica give this to me so that I would have to try and pronounce some of these words?
No, you shared it with me.
I did. But also, what are you holding in your hand? I'm getting scared.
You should.
What is this? Oh my God. Okay, let me get into it. Jessica, where in the world did you? Okay, we've got to get into it so that I can. I don't understand what's happening right now.
You're not going to want to understand.
Oh no.
Go on.
What is this book you're showing me?
Tell your corner and I'll tell you.
Okay, all right, guys, here we go. I'm up first on corners. This is a history is fascinating corner. Was that a good
Yes,
description?
I love it.
History is fascinating. I'm like an old lady professor.
I like the vibrato.
Oh, thank you. Okay. The ancient Greeks believed that the noises in the stomach were actually the voices of the dead. And ventriloquists, there's our key word, folks, were the ones that were able to speak to them. The word ventriloquism actually comes from two Latin words, ventri, meaning stomach, and loqui, meaning to speak. Over the centuries, ventriloquism was deeply embedded in Christian discourses about demon possession, necromancy, and pagan idolatry. Okay, first of all, I got to pause because I think that ventriloquist dummies are the scariest thing I've ever seen. Like they
100%.
are 100% creepy. Can you imagine if it was trying to teach you lessons about necromancy and demon possession?
No.
With their little faces, with their mouths that just go up and down. Don't let a demon inside. They'll take over your soul.
No. Okay. In his 1681 book on witchcraft entitled Seduximus Triumphatus, Joseph Glanville wrote the following, quote, "For ventriloquy or speaking from the bottom of the belly, 'tis a thing I think is strange and difficult to be conceived as anything in witchcraft, nor can it, I believe, be performed in any distinctness of articulate sounds without such assistance of the spirits that spoke out of the demoniacs," whatever that is. It looks like demon. Right? So basically, he's saying the only way a ventriloquist can do what they're doing is because of demons. Okay?
Possessing the human.
Possessing the human.
The dummy.
Correct. Yeah.
And they are called dummies.
You're right, though. Okay, by the late 18th century, ventriloquism transitioned from a supernatural phenomenon, thank you, to a form of entertainment. It was during this time that ventriloquists began incorporating puppets and dolls into their performances. In 1772, mathematician and inventor Johannes Baptista de la Chapelle published his book Les Ventriloques ou la Gastronomie. What I just said, in which he concluded that ventriloquism was an art, a practice technique of modulation, misdirection, and muscular control, which required neither supernatural assistance nor any special endowments of nature. Thank you, Sir La Chapelle.
Okay.
By the 19th century, a ventriloquist was viewed more as a magical performer and illusionist rather than those who were possessed. So I guess that's some progress.
Jeez,
That's progress. Now, the thing that made me and Jessica stop it, Jessica keeps holding up this book. Is that a book of ventriloquist dummies?
Yes.
Why do you have that? It's bigger than your head. It is the size of the top half of your body. I don't understand.
I don't want to interrupt. You just continue with your thought and then I'll explain.
No, I'm done. I need to know what's happening. It is literally 3 feet of horror.
Okay. I do not think that you guys understand. Okay. For one of my friends, for Christmas one year, he is a huge fan of the Talking Heads, the band. Okay.
Okay.
Huge. So I also love giving books. It's like my favorite gift in the world. So when I find books that are appropriate for someone, any subject in the world, I grab them, right?
Right.
So I'm at a store that I love that has phenomenal books. And now I'm going to tell you, yes, the cover had this face. He's probably the least scary of the dummies. Okay.
Which is terrifying because please hold that up again.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to tell you right now because we're going into Halloween. I'm going to post. Well, I don't want people to get pissed. Maybe I was going to say, I promise I'll post every day in the story. But
Oh,
maybe I'll just do one post on the feed. And then if you choose to scroll through, then maybe I'll put like 10 to really make it worth your while.
well, Talking Heads, the Vent Haven portrait.
So the book is shrink wrapped and I see the talking heads. Oh, immediately I perk up. I'm like, I know he doesn't have this book. This must have just come out. And it says
No.
the
You
Vent
thought-
Haven portrait.
You thought it was about the band.
1,000%. 1,000%. By the way, this wasn't 30 years ago. This was like 3 years ago. So I could have taken out my phone and Googled Vent Haven photographer. I'm like, oh, that dude must have traveled around with them from like 79
band
to
roadie.
94. The Vent Haven portraits. Like he's been following David Byrne for his whole career or something.
No, that's like 300 pictures of talking dummies.
Yes. So also tell me, I love David Byrne. Tell me he's not a little odd. So
Yes,
this is
for sure.
not out of the realm that an album
No.
cover
No,
would
you're
have a
right.
head of a dummy, right?
No, you're absolutely 100% correct.
Now,
Yes.
folks, what I never in my wildest dreams imagined, nor did my friend who, if you're wondering why I have it, he said, yeah, I'm good. He didn't even
wouldn't
take
even take it.
he didn't even take it.
I kind of want that book.
They are
No, they're so well photographed and horrifying.
yes. One is worse than the next.
Oh my God! Who did something to his eye?
Some are
Somebody
really
injured his eye.
some of them are way too realistic.
No.
You guys, these are horrifying. That's why I'm saying, like, if I post these, somebody's gonna get mad. So
No,
I'll have
Jessica,
to-
I don't understand if that is male or female. I don't understand why one tooth is longer than all the rest. Okay, that
They're
looks like
all-
Lady Elaine. What was the Mr.
Yes.
Rogers?
Yes, this one looks like he was in a fire.
That looks like a burn victim for
You
sure.
guys, it is a very,
also-
very traumatic book. Okay.
Also, we're gonna have to repost. The reason that we came about this is because I follow history cool kids. Is that what it's called on Instagram?
Yes. Yep.
Which is an account I absolutely adore, and I'm always sending Jessica stuff. I think you follow it too, and Alan
No, it's
does.
awesome. You got Alan and I both onto it, and we always send it to each other.
I know we
It's
send
awesome.
each other, and so I sent her this one that talks about what I read, but it has probably 10 pictures. They are the creepiest things, and I told Jessica, like, they're legitimately terrifying. If I
Yeah.
saw one of those in real life, these are from like the 1800s or something, I think, but or early
Yes.
1900s.
Yes.
One of them. We just have to repost it. But I said they're so horrifying, Jessica. We have to look at a couple of these and see what our brains tell us their voices sound like, because it's awful. Because my brain has a voice for every one of those that I see, and
I
they're
know you do.
horrifying.
Hey, maybe that can be a little side project.
You know
Maybe
what
you
would
can
be
get your ventriloquist skills down. You don't even need to get them
No.
down. You can just make the voices and have their
Jessica,
picture.
Here's what I really would love. This would be a dream come true for me. If you and I could tour and I could be your dummy, I would sit on your lap. I would do my makeup as close to one of these horrific images as I possibly could. And I would make you ask me questions.
Where I just answer it like this. No, Jessica, shut up. I should be the one with my hand up your button.
Like,
Oh
I
my God.
can't.
I think it's perfect. I could just sit there and awkwardly grit my teeth so people think it's me, but it's really just you off the cuff saying whatever you want and me pretending like I'm moving you from the backside.
Going, now, Dana, let's calm down.
Oh God, that would be perfect.
That would make me the
Perfect.
happiest person ever. We just continue doing rants and raves, but as a ventriloquist act.
Oh my God. Dummy and Dumber.
Oh my God. Jessica, I feel like David Moyer has poisoned us because you and I have made so many puns and stupid jokes this week. It's not even
Yep.
funny.
I know. We've really gone off the
You
rails.
posted that Halloween decoration of your neighbors where it was like a stand up, but there was no joke to it that just kept making you say ding dong. And I was like, what is this? There's no joke. What's the joke? Ding ding or dong dong? I don't understand.
He has all these weird things set up around the yard. And you guys, this neighbor is a little bit like season 1 of True Detective. Like,
yeah.
definitely a hoarder. Like, it's not a question. I've never seen inside the home. It's not a question that they're hoarders. He has at least 8 antique cars that are covered literally like 360 days out of the year. They're just sitting under covers around the property on the city street in the neighborhood. It's so weird. But this guy goes all out, and I mean all out, and he hung up all kinds of horrible ghoulish things. But what's scary about them is that he's rigged them with like delicate wire. It looks a little bit like a transistor radio project somebody gave you in the early 80s.
It's like some post-apocalyptic world where he traded writing paper for those wires.
1,000 times yes, Dana. Okay. So even Alan's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm going to press it. He goes, don't press that. Everything is like rigged up, and then you press an actual doorbell button, but it goes to the wire, and then it makes a skeleton shoot out of the rusted Chevrolet pickup from 1964 or whatever.
God.
This one is like a Scarecrow comic.
That's so
I
crazy.
can't handle
that video made me laugh so hard.
I thought I was going to get electrocuted.
Well, you
Really?
still did it, so I'm proud of you.
I'm like, they're
You
going
really
to try to
faced your
stun
fear.
me.
You faced your Halloween fear this year.
And then he's going to push me into the back of that rusted truck like Jeepers Creepers or something. It's
my God.
horrifying.
Jeepers Creepers, where'd you get those papers?
Dana, I mean, I knew that you would appreciate the fact
I feel like
that,
I'm going to have to buy that book.
that I mean, do you understand?
Why is that doll's eyes bleeding?
I know.
Why is there red droplets of blood in both corners of each eye? That's not makeup. That's not makeup.
It's not okay. There's nothing okay about any of these. None of them are cute. You guys, you're going
How
to...
much did you pay for that book? I need to know.
It was not a cheap book.
I'm going to have to save my lunch monies and get
This
it because it's insane.
I think the book is, I think it's an $80 book.
It's huge.
This one kind of looks like Christopher Reeve as Clark Kent.
Oh my God, you're right. It does, but in a super creepy, like he might have a split tongue inside that mouth way.
Also, the best part about this is the friend that was like, I'm good. He himself had a dummy when he was a child, and he was horrified by this book, and he likes creepy shit.
Yeah, that is a scary, scary book for reals.
It really is.
I love it so much. Oh my God.
Oh my God. All right.
I'm excited for your corner. Here we go.
Oh yeah. Okay. So again, I think this is a good balance. I'm definitely the yang to Dana's yin. I'm like coming in with the unimportant, dumb stuff. You guys, this is from my favorite publication from the UK
what
these
is
days.
that, Jessica?
The Mirror. A bride and groom's bizarre wedding video. By the way, it's not that bizarre, so don't get your hopes up, people. Inappropriate, yes. Bizarre, not so much.
It's a little weird, but go ahead.
Just a bizarre choice of words. Has gone viral after the officiant in charge, the person that married them. Now I'm like proofreading. I'm like their editor of how they should have written this article. The officiant in charge of the ceremony decided to, quote, go off script before they tied the knot. as somebody who has performed 3 weddings, that's a big no-no. You don't go off script unless
Especially without saying to them, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing this." And I watched the video because it's on TikTok and I love it. And they don't have a poker face. The bride and groom have no poker face. So there's no way she even mentioned she might do this to them.
Yeah, there's also a difference between like, oh, Dana knows I'm coming over, but she doesn't know I'm bringing so and so to surprise her too. And it's like someone I know for a fact, no matter what, that you're going to be happy to see, right? It's like,
Right.
this is their wedding. You don't decide to.
One of the bigger days of their lives. Yeah.
Oh my God. Olivia and Fred Mancuso's big day was all going to plan, and the pair were just about to be pronounced husband and wife in front of their family and friends when the minister decided to deviate from the rehearsal plan. In a video uploaded to TikTok to celebrate their 1-year anniversary, Olivia explains, "So me and my husband's minister went off script during our ceremony, and then this happened. After giving a short speech, the officiant suddenly says, 'From my heart to yours, here you go,' and then breaks out into song."
Jessica,
Yes.
I happen to have it queued up. Would you like me to play it?
Please.
I'll just play the singing part and then you can finish your thing. Okay, ready?
Yes.
Okay. What? Their faces. The person videoing is laughing. What? The person recording their wedding is audibly laughing out loud. The bride cannot stop blinking. The husband keeps stealing glances at the woman like, is it going to stop? Like, it is the most unplanned cringe thing I've ever seen.
It is. They didn't ask for that. There was not to be any singing. There was not to be any praising in that form. Like, I can't. And also, she doesn't sound very good. It's like a little bit.
Jessica.
It's very self-indulgent.
It's a little masturbatory.
Yes. Hallelujah.
And it's so high. It's so like when a grandma decides to really break out, but she hasn't sang in a couple of decades.
Yes.
She just remembers when she was in The Music Man.
Oh, God.
26 trombones in a big parade, 110 cornets on the bow. I don't even know the words.
I am dead. Oh my God.
I
That
almost
is.
had 26 trombones. It's 76.
Isn't that from the show that was supposed to be a huge revival this year on Broadway, and
Music Man?
it's been pushed to 2021, like fall of 2021 or something. Hugh Jackman is going to
Oh,
be
he would have
starring in
been
it.
great.
He's so good.
He's so good. He would have been great as that guy, the huckster, you know.
Totally would.
That's not a judgment on him. I'm just saying he's a great actor. And he has a good voice.
He really does.
I'm not like, he's a great huckster. You can't trust that man as far as you can throw him, but he's got a good voice.
Jean Valjean. Did you see Les Mis?
Of course. It's one
Oh
of my
God.
favorite. I've read the book, which is about a foot thick.
Yep.
I've read the book and I saw it live when it was the first
Mhm.
live big theater performance I ever saw in my life. And I'll see it anytime I can. Again, I own the soundtrack. I'm such a theater nerd when it comes to that show.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's such a good one.
It's a good one.
Okay, to wrap up that corner, I'm sure none of you will be surprised to know that the bride said it was pure shock. We didn't put any sort of singing into our meticulously planned script, so it definitely caught us off guard. We did not talk to her about it afterward. We really just wanted to start celebrating with our friends.
And what's so funny is she is definitely one of those brides. Like, she looked stunning.
Uh-huh.
Like it looked like a small gathering, but everything was so pretty decorated. She looked stunning. Her man looked great. She was one of those brides that was like, this will happen at 102. At 102 and 30 seconds, this will happen. Like everything was so,
Yes.
the fact that she literally said in her description, so meticulously planned,
Okay.
like that was probably, if not definitely borderline bridezilla that happened to.
It 100% is.
She
Oh,
did not
Lord.
laugh. I feel like I would have started laughing. Like she did not, but she could
Mhm.
not stop blinking. Her eyes were just blinking, blinking, blinking. That was amazing. I love it.
Oh, boy. Time to have something positive.
Let's have some goodness. We did get some giggles out of that.
Yes.
All right. My rave today is from a listener, from Beck Martin, who volunteers at Topsail Turtle Project, which we've talked about before. Yes.
Yep.
And is a life coach helping to empower women and get them to rediscover their purpose. So I love that. Thank you, Beck
Yes.
Martin.
She's a lovely person to follow for a little daily dose of positivity.
Oh, I love
She's
that.
always just posting a little something, even if it's just like a beautiful picture. She lives in North Carolina by gorgeous
Oh, so
beaches.
pretty.
Even just sometimes I love seeing in the morning like a picture that she does like a morning walk on the beach, and I'm like, and it's nice and calm.
I love that.
Yes.
Well, she gave us this rave this week, and it's for Global Vision 2020. Based on the goal of our founder, J. Kevin White, U.S. Marine, retired, and Naval Academy graduate, Global Vision 2020 was founded to end the world's epidemic of poor vision. He invented the innovative UC vision screening tool to provide prescription eyeglasses to people in the most remote areas on the earth. Global Vision 2020's system is lightweight, the training is simple, and clear sight can be provided in only minutes. Our partners have delivered 36,000 pairs of prescription eyeglasses in 38 countries around the world. On a personal note, this is from our listener. On a personal note, I've had poor vision almost my entire life. I started wearing prescription eyeglasses at the age of 7. And back in the 70s, trust me, they didn't have cute glasses for children. I've often reflected upon the fact that had I been born in another time or in another location, I quite possibly might not have made it to my current age. I wouldn't be able to read, cook, see much of anything, or function. Kevin White, the founder of Global Vision 2020, is a friend of mine. He was stationed at the same Marine Corps base as my husband and lived in my neighborhood back when he was still on active duty. Fast forward a few years, Kevin has gone on to do amazing things with Global Vision 2020, and I've been proud of and have enjoyed watching his journey. Global Vision 2020 was awarded $1 million as one of the finalists at the Creator Awards provided by WeWork, which is a global competition celebrating ideas with impact. Also amazing. We should look into
Yep.
that as well.
Exactly. I'd never even heard of that.
it. Never heard of it. And that sounds incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I am passionate about supporting their mission of ending the global vision pandemic. I plan to support this organization for years to come and even hope to go on a trip with them one day to assist firsthand. If you're looking for an amazing cause to support, look no further. Learn more and donate here. And we'll go ahead and put up the website.
Mhm.
It's one of those, it's a .org. So it's gv2020.org is what it
Mhm.
is, globalvision2020.org. But we'll put it in our notes.
Yep.
I think that's incredible. And
So
also,
cool.
it's so cool because there are so many people that we kind of take it for granted now, especially even kids. It's easy to get
Yep.
glasses for children now, but this is so right. Like in the 70s, it was not the same.
Not
And
at
I
all.
remember very few children having glasses, which now I know there were probably lots more that needed them.
Yes. And
they
they
were
were all the
not-
same.
They were all the same. They were not cute and they got made
No.
fun of. And the thing is, that also lends itself to children having problems in school because they don't want to ask questions. They're embarrassed.
Yep.
You know, there's so many. My grandmother, she's the same. She had glasses from the time she was very young. And when I was a kid, she had Coke bottle, thick
Yep.
glasses. She's since been able to have a couple surgeries that have helped with that, but she'll have to wear glasses always,
Right.
you know. And even me, in my family, my sisters have both had glasses for a long time. My mom had glasses, but my dad didn't until he hit probably his 60s. And I didn't until I hit after 40. So I'm so lucky, but it makes me realize I get so frustrated easily if I'm tired and I can't see, or at night, driving at night, I have
Yep.
to wear my glasses and it bugs me so much. And I think, can you imagine if I lived in a time where I was younger and had to deal? Dan Tipton's had glasses since he was 7, I think.
hmm
I'm so lucky I didn't have to struggle with that. Now you take that to the next level of an impoverished country or something.
Right.
Like, come on. This guy's literally probably saving lives.
Yes. It's the littlest things that we all can tend to take for granted.
Hmm.
The simplest, things that you think is
Just seeing.
it is a basic necessity of life that a lot of people don't have. And this
And I think we
could
think
absolutely change their trajectory of where their life goes.
absolutely. And I think we all think it's a all or nothing kind of thing. Like either you're
Mhm.
blind, and that's a whole other set of circumstances and situations you have to learn how to cope with and handle and find skills that help you get
Mhm.
around that. So it's either you're blind and you get that special help, or you just can see. Like nobody kind
Right.
of looks at the in between of
Exactly.
thinking in the past how many people fell through the through the craps. Sorry, guys. I hope nobody has the craps. Fell through fell through the cracks of needing help or
Mhm.
having access to help that maybe helped them back in school, maybe made them feel less social, all those
Yep.
sorts of things. And what a wonderful man that he like dedicated his life to serving our country, and then now he's giving back again
Yes.
in later
Exactly.
life. Like that's pretty freaking incredible.
Yep.
I
And to
love it.
create something that can be, like they said, access to the most remote
All over
parts of
the
the world.
world. All over the world. And the fact that they're doing such a good thing that they won this huge award.
Yeah.
Like that speaks
It's really
volumes.
impressive.
Absolutely. That's incredible. And I also will make note, I want to look into that other
Mhm.
the awards that she talked about too. That's amazing.
Exactly. So
And
many
I'm
cool
for
things
me,
that happen that every day that we never
I
know
just
about.
know, yeah, where I'm sitting at home going, yeah, I ran out of Splenda. Thank you so much for sharing that. I love it.
Yes, I love it too. Thank you, Beck, and thank you for your continued support. Okay, our second rave is also from a listener, and this listener very nicely sent me a whole range of pastas. She said she was catching up on old episodes and remembered I was looking for some low carb pasta options. So
Look at
thank you.
you.
It was very nice.
La-di-da. Nice.
Oh my god. So she sent this on behalf of her friends and excuse me, on behalf of her friend. It's called The Love Spreader on Instagram. Hey ladies, I never sent you a message, so this is fun, but I just wanted to tell you about a childhood friend of mine who is trying to be a positive light in this world. Her name is Devin Caro and she founded The Love Spreader. She was diagnosed with alopecia when she was in high school and had a really tough time, and now just wants to promote positive vibes and alopecia awareness. She also wrote a book called Happy as I Am that is available on Amazon. It's such a cute book, especially for children. She is such a nice and wonderful person, and even though we lost touch as we got older, what she is trying to do in the world is amazing, and I just wanted to shout her out. Thanks for giving this platform to shout out the amazing people in the world. First of all, how lovely. And
Oh, so lovely.
again, true, like, I'm searching for my words today, people. This is so giving to me for her. It's like, they've lost touch. It's not like it's a close friend or anything like that, but she was inspired by seeing someone she
Seeing it.
knows and seeing her going through a struggle and what she is doing to be positive and wanting to share that with others. So
I
I
love it.
commend you for that. I love it.
It is literally what we wanted for our show.
Yes,
Like this act is what we want to
exactly.
inspire in others.
Yep.
So thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's amazing.
Briefly, for those who do not know, alopecia is a skin disorder that causes hair loss, usually in patches, most often on the scalp. Usually, the bald patches appear suddenly and affect a limited area. The hair can grow back within 12 months or less. For some people, however, the problem can last longer and be more severe, causing total baldness or total loss of body hair.
Yes, I know a couple of people who have also lost their eyebrows and some of
Yes.
those defining things on your face that help you
Mhm.
feel normal, you know?
Totally.
Yeah. It's rough.
So it can happen, I think, at different stages of life. And again, it's totally different when women lose hair. It's one
Yes.
thing if you choose to have really short hair, or a
Correct.
lot of women choose to shave their head. More
Yep.
power to you. This is something where, unfortunately, you have no control over it. And it,
Yeah.
again, can come out in patches all over and just be something that's makes people very self-conscious. So it's something that is around that it's nice to raise awareness for. And then the girl's page that she's talking about, again, is at The Love Spreader. And she has a beautiful page. She has that book, which she's put out, and she posts pictures of herself. She posts, inspirational quotes like storms don't last forever.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, she just is lovely. She's gorgeous. I mean, that's completely besides the point. She's a beautiful woman. Yeah, check her out. And
Definitely will.
if you know anybody also that may be suffering from alopecia, you can pass this along to her. She has a blog, and she says, "Join me on my journey as the love spreader, promoting positive vibes and alopecia awareness." Author of Happy as I Am on Amazon. And she also has a website, www.devoncaro.com.
I love it.
Me too.
Yay.
All kinds of lovely goodness coming from our listeners again this week. You guys,
Thank you so
people have
much.
been coming out of the woodworks, and we love it.
We love it. This time is hard for all of us. And there was a certain time when Jessica and I were trying to like get back in our groove and everything, where we were like, do people even want to hear rants? And do
Yes.
people, are people in the mood to even be pushing positive things? Like, we're all just trying to get by, and you guys have pulled through. And the fact of the matter is, at least for me, there are times you guys have gotten me through my week.
Yes.
So I appreciate that. It's been a rough year.
Yep.
And I just appreciate you, Jessica, and I appreciate our listeners. And this is beautiful. I needed this.
You have
today.
a lot of fans. We all love you.
I love everybody.
Seriously, this is a form of therapy. Again,
Absolutely.
I say a form. I have many things in life that are therapy aside from real therapy, but this legit is like, this is a form of therapy for me, being with you and getting to have fun.
Yeah, it feels every time we record. And then, of course, I have to listen again when I edit. And then sometimes I'll check in online to make sure that everything uploaded. Or every time I do it, I feel like it's a proverbial happy meal. Like, there's something that makes me giggle. There's something that makes me feel a moment of brightness no matter what's happening in my day. And I just love it and appreciate it. And also, not to mention the relationships we've created through this.
Yes.
I actually just met someone over the weekend. Unfortunately, I had someone who I cared about in my life that passed away, that transitioned into her next experience and journey. She was suffering from cancer and was the mother of a dear friend of ours. And so, I'm trying to remember through all of this stuff. It's okay. We're all okay. She's okay. My mama's okay. We're okay. We have each other. And it's been, it's a nice reminder that it's okay that we're all having a hard time. These are hard days.
Totally.
So anyway, Jessica.
Dana.
I think that's our show.
I think it is.
Do you want to tell everybody how to get a hold of us?
Yes. Please find us at the Rants and Raves podcast on both Instagram and Facebook, on Twitter at raves_the. Email us at the Rants and Raves podcast at gmail.com, and hit our contact button on the website www.therantsandravespodcast.com. We read every message. We appreciate you. We don't read every single thing on air, if you will, because some of it is just private or it's fun, but we love and appreciate all of you. Please keep it coming. Also, I think we've said this many times, but I know some people feel like, I shouldn't write, or I already did. It doesn't matter. We have some listeners who over the last almost 2 years have sent us in multiple stories, rants, raves, comments. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
Keep it coming. In fact, it makes me even more excited.
It does me too. And I'll tell you what, I practice what I preach, you guys. So I've told you before, I love Astonishing Legends, which is
Mhm.
another podcast that, I told
Yep.
Alan about, and it's hardcore. Like those guys are smart dudes. And sometimes I can't even comprehend some of but I just love it. And
Right.
I did, I broke down and I said, I have listened to you for years. I love what you're doing. I sent them a fan email and they responded
Amazing.
to me, and Jessica, I was the happiest little bee. I
Yes.
was so excited. Because
Exactly.
I wanted them to know what all of their hard work means to me, and they
It's
appreciated
awesome.
it. So that's exactly how we feel about every one of our listeners and people that
Yep.
write into us. And I remember I brought up my friend's celebration of life because I actually finally got to meet someone that I have met through some of my creative projects, but
Oh, wow.
never ever met in person. She happened to know this person as well and was a musician and things. So
Oh,
she played the music at this celebration of life, and I got to meet her and her husband for the first time. And I've known them for probably 3 years now.
wow.
And it was really magical. It
I
was really
love that.
lovely.
That's
Yeah.
very powerful and like a
So when we
nice.
say to you guys, we feel like you're our friends, like that's the
Mhm.
honest truth, because she was like,
Yep.
I can't believe I'm finally meeting you in person. And I said, me either, because it feels like I've known you forever.
Yep.
It's
Mhm.
like I see pictures of her. It wasn't like shocking to me to see her in person. I was like, yeah, no, that's her. So
Exactly.
that's how we feel about you guys. So thanks so much. And
We
in
do have
keeping,
a I'm sorry, go
no, go
on.
ahead. Please go ahead.
Before we conclude, also, we want to send huge well wishes to Jessica of Sweet and Salty Stitches, who we've
Yes.
talked about many times.
Yes.
She has graced Dana and I with fabulous embroidery.
Amazing
Uh,
presence. Yeah.
so generous and so amazing. But
So talented.
she has been training for like a major race
Yes.
for a very long time, and she had a horrible
She got
um
injured.
accident and
Yeah.
has a terrible break. So we are sending her all the love, a
All the
huge
love.
hug. If you believe in putting energy out there, put your energy out for her to have a
Yes.
smooth recovery. She's a mom, she is a small business
She's
owner,
just
and
the
she's
coolest.
just a great person.
Like, if
So
you like listening to our show, she's your people. I'm telling you.
yes,
Like,
exactly.
she's everything we want to embody. She's great.
Exactly.
So please heal quickly and well.
Yes,
And we're thinking about you.
indeed.
In keeping with, I don't know, has this been a somber tone show? I don't know. I'm not sure. But as you guys know, I like to give you a point to ponder often when we're going out. So
Mhm.
the not as schmoopy schmoops thing I'll say is, Jessica, I did start watching The Vow, and my mind is like racing every time I watch it.
I
It's crazy.
know.
If you
I
guys
know.
can watch The Vow. And what's the name of the other one on Stars? I haven't started it yet. I'm going to go one at a
Oh
time.
God.
But it's about the Indio girl,
It follows India Oxenberg
Oxenberg.
specifically.
Yes. So anyway, it's a fascinating psychological study for
Mhm.
sure.
Mhm.
Anyway, so that's the cheap thing of what I'm going to say. But for my actual point to ponder, I don't know if you guys know, I feel like I throw it out there every once in a while. I'm not ashamed about it. Usually I have therapy right before we record. At least every other week I do. And it lines up with the time that we record. So today I did have therapy, and it was a tough one, y'all. It was a tough one. There
Mhm.
was some tears had. But my therapist shared something with me, and it's something that I can be proactive about. It's an actionable
Mhm.
assignment,
Mhm.
right? And it's called practicing radical acceptance. And I'm going to read you guys just what that means, and then some kind of affirmations. And if you're
Mhm.
into that kind of thing, just think about it this week when you get overwhelmed. But practicing radical acceptance, the objective is to use radical acceptance to tolerate overwhelming emotions in a difficult situation. Well, that speaks to the world right now, I think.
Right.
So this worksheet that she gave me has different things you should know about it, different ways you can try and deal with it. And one of the things that really resonated with me, because all of this is kind of about your mindset and perspective and how you
Mhm.
look at things. And to me, I told her I didn't answer the last two questions because I was like, no, I get it. This is all really great, but it's also just words. And we're going to have to work on this, right?
Totally.
But I do like the affirmations that she sent me. So I'm going to read you. There's 4 of them, and then we'll get out of here. Jessica, I love you dearly.
I love you.
I hope you have a wonderful week.
You
I hope
too.
everybody comes back next week.
Yep.
And I'm going to read you these 4 things. Just think about them if you want to, okay? There are statements you can say to yourself that may be helpful during practicing radical acceptance, okay? Because I beat myself up, but I think we know that. I can't change what's already happened. That's just a fact, guys.
Yep.
I can't change what's already happened. It is impossible to change the past. You can't. You can't make a different decision. You can't change what happened. It just is, right?
Yep.
The present is the only moment I can control. And I would say for myself, one of the hardest things in life I have realized as an adult that I struggle with is being present in the moment.
Mhm.
I'm always worried about what's going to happen tomorrow or next week or
Yep.
what I did last week and what so-and-so thought about it. And I very rarely live in the moment. So I'm going to read that one more time. The present is the only moment I can control. And then finally, I'll leave you guys with this. This situation is the result of countless other decisions and actions. Okay? Everything that got you to this moment, there are countless things
Mhm.
that came into being or happened or
Yep.
affected how the outcome of your situation is and how you're feeling. Don't forget that. You're not crazy. This didn't come up out of nowhere. You're not having a panic attack because you're insane and it just snap happened. There
Exactly.
are countless things, other decisions and actions that result in this situation. So please don't forget that. Don't beat yourself up. When I say don't talk mean to my friend, I'm talking about you. Don't talk mean to yourself
Mhm.
because we don't want it. We love you.
Exactly.
All right.
Thank you, Dana.
You're welcome. We'll see you next week. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye.